Good evening. Welcome tonight to a very special episode of Watch Soup, where we will be chatting about many videos that we have lined up for you. Tonight, a very serious episode about. I can't keep going. Sorry, we're late, guys. We were chatting about stuff. I know some of you guys were mentioning our stream is falling apart at the seams. Well, it kind of is. But hey, we're gonna have a blast. We're gonna chat about a few videos, and hope you guys enjoy it. It's really good to see you all in the chat. Really good to see you, Clayton. How are you doing? What's on your wrist tonight?
I'm doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm wearing the Seiko SLA 043,
Oh,
the recreation of their very first diver.
yeah.
Random Rob actually just did a review on one yesterday, and there were a lot of comments saying anyone would have to be insane to buy a $4,500 Seiko. So there we go.
No way, man. I I'm starting to like that more and more. And even that little hurdle that I have about the two tones of blue,
Yeah,
I'm over it. I
I
really
think
love
it
that watch.
works. I think it works. I've actually been wearing it tonight. It's on the black waffle strap, but I've been wearing it on the blue waffle strap, and yeah, I think it.
Did I lose you? Oh,
Can
nope.
you hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, sorry.
Okay. No,
Sorry.
no worries.
Internet's
Um,
bugging out tonight. Sorry.
yeah, that's all right. It could be me. I have a totally new setup going on. I have wires all around me. But, yeah, one of the reasons I wasn't able to do as much prep as I normally would was I was doing some uh, modifications to the house,
Oh,
drilling through walls, trying to get the
oh
router
no.
in a more optimal, like the modem in a more optimal location, and I was yeah, messing up a little bit. But, yeah, been a good Sunday. It's my working weekend, but on my wrist is, brand Seiko SBGY003.
Awesome. Looks
Uh,
great on that strap. Whoa, love
thanks.
it.
Yeah, this strap started off as a vibrant blue strap. It's now teal. I
Looks
have no
green.
idea what's
Looks
going on.
green to me.
Yeah, it's green. I had no idea what's going on, but it's like it's called a waxy strap, and it's supposed to patina. Um, I didn't expect the patina to mean change colors, but hey, I still like the look. So yeah. But yeah, let's go through the chat here real quick. Good to see everyone. Quicker than drawing was first. Hey, it's two days in a row. Good to see you. Um, Hey Corey, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. UWC's here. Wilson, let us know what's on your wrist, guys. Wilson with a great pickup today too. He's on fire. The other Clayton, hey Arizona, Clayton, good to see you, man. Dan, how's it going? Chaz, how are you? Um, Dib, good to see you. Start with a zinger. I like GS again. Well, I didn't know you didn't like GS. But I'm glad you're back on board, man. Um, Not too much is up with me. Torrin, good to see you.
Hey, Torn.
Let's see. Bruno's here. How's it going? Joey, good to see you, sir. Um, let's see. Wolfgang, hey, how's it going, Wolfgang? Hope Texas is treating you well. Probably not as well as Canada, but hey, can't have it all, right? Bill, good to see you. Bruce G, how's it going? Um, quite enjoy talking about the more interesting watch videos from the past year. Yeah, glad you enjoy it, man. Sam, good to see you, Sammy. Anish, how's it going? Um, hey, chat jumped, but I'm gonna make the best of it. Rob, how's it going? uh, Desk Diver, good to see you. SAGQ007. I have no idea what that is. That is new. Um, Hey, Kevin is wearing the SPB213. Great choice.
Nice.
Hey, Random Rob's here as well. Good to
Yeah.
see you. Yeah. Oh man, Random Rob's burning the candle at both ends. I mean, Clayton is
Oh,
burning the candle.
It was a great
Man,
conversation. Great conversation. Looking forward to having you all hear it.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to listening. Um, all right. Nilo's here as well. I'm sorry guys if I missed anyone. Steve, how's it going? The other Steve, it's Mr. Cassio's birthday today, so happy birthday, other Steve.
Happy
Um,
birthday.
and Torrance wearing the Seiko Blue Mo. Hey, Corey is complimenting the Seiko. He's about
Oh,
to drop 3K on just the Seiko as well. he's he's gonna pick up the Alpinist, the SJE 085.
oh, cool.
So
Awesome.
we're gonna be Alpinist buddies. Paul's here too. Good to see you, Paul. Ken Spear is wearing his PRX Powermatic 80. I really
Nice.
like that one. I really like that one. I wish my wrist was a little bigger to pull it off. Okay. UWC is wearing the Helson Sharkmaster. I am not familiar with that one.
It's like their homage to the Omega Seamaster 300, not the
Oh, okay.
S&P, the 300. It's pretty sharp.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. 5KX all day. Dib apparently was kidding. Grand Seiko still sucks, I'm guessing. Oh, sorry. Sorry to hear that, man. Okay. Tennessee Mike's here too. Good to see you, sir. Nice. Great choice. Aquas 400 blue. Beautiful. Hey, Kevin's here. Good to see you, Kevin. And the Farron's here too. Good to see you. And James Duffy is wearing the SCVS 003. Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't know what that one is.
That's like the precursor to the SARB, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's SARB 3335. I don't know if that's the one with the salmon dial, but it's a really cool watch.
Oh.
Really cool watch. Okay, so let's get started with some reviews. Okay, so for the reviews we had, Jenny L did a great review on the Bond watch. So this was the Seamaster 300 Professional with the, what would you call it? Full patina, full lume.
Yeah.
Full lume, and it's got the the titanium case, and it's a really cool watch. I wanted to kind of recognize how much work they put into these reviews. I mean, they put a lot of work into these reviews anyway. I think it's both Kai and Jenny, her husband, and they now. I didn't notice this before, but they now have like this progress bar for each chapter at the top of the screen. I was so impressed with that. You know
Yeah, I saw
how
that.
that's so much work. And yeah, I was really impressed with that. Want to give kudos that they do that. That's very nice. But yeah, the watch looked great. I mean, I wasn't too fond of this at first, but seeing it close up like that, I think it might have changed my mind. I haven't held it in person or seen it in person yet either, but yeah, it looked a bit more dynamic. It looked almost smaller. I don't know if you thought that yourself, but it made me miss my Necton. So I mean, I wish this wasn't almost double the price of a regular Seamaster. If it wasn't, I'd be probably tempted to pick it up. But and at that price, oof,
It's a tough
it's heavy.
sell.
Yeah.
Double the price. I've seen it in person. I have not tried it on. I have
Okay.
seen it on both the NATO and the mesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a killer watch. I mean, yeah. The only thing that's stopping me is the price tag.
Yeah.
Really, I don't understand why it has to be double. But yeah, it's awesome. I love it. I mean, if they did that in just the standard, even if stainless steel in that style, that would be my choice. That's just what I'm drawn to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really beautiful. I have heard a complaint that she brought up. I think Adrian from Bark and Jack brought up the clasp
Right.
being a little clunky. Someone else I know had tried it on and said the clasp was really no issue. I think he has slightly bigger wrists than I do, so maybe it's a wrist size thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think it looks awesome on the mesh. That would be my first choice. But
Yeah, I probably wouldn't go mesh. I know Adrian has a bigger wrist than I do, and that clasp would be sticking way out the side for me,
Yeah.
and it would look horrible. So if I did go, I would be going with the NATO, which is kind of a bummer as well because I don't like NATOs. So
Yeah.
I'd just be buying it to put it in a box and put on a one of these, a leather strap, which probably wouldn't look that good. But you never know. Um, but yeah, moving on to the next one. Watchfinder has been doing these really cool videos. They're calling them spotlights. I think brand spotlights. What do they call
I
it?
think that was what it was called, brand
In
spotlight,
focus. In focus.
info
I have
focus.
it right here. So yeah, they're calling the brand in focus. Last week they did Breitling, if I'm not mistaken. That was really interesting. Learned a couple of it's like trivia almost.
Yep.
Useless facts about brands, which make no difference whatsoever, but is interesting to know nonetheless. And this week was Alangenzone. I really enjoyed this week. There were two videos. Um, Learned about German silver, which we kind of knew about anyway. Learned that I think the head watchmaker worked at Seiko for a
Yep.
while. Um, there was the fact that they only make 5,000 cases or watches a year, and a bunch of other stuff. The fact that they don't talk about their heritage because they were rebuilt from the ground up in 1990, and they want their watches to do the talking, which you know what? I really like that. I didn't know that they didn't tout their heritage. I thought they always did because they keep seeing like the 1815, like the 1815 up down, right? So I was thinking, well, maybe they always go around saying we were made in 1815, but turns out they don't actually talk about their heritage that much, which is really refreshing, especially coming from other brands. Listening to other brands who were dead and they're rebuilt and they're not really those brands anymore.
Yep.
Um, like Keith, he told me Hamilton is not really Hamilton anymore.
Now,
And I was like, oh man, I really liked Hamilton, but now,
great U.S. history and what, Pennsylvania, right? And
yeah,
yeah, they're not that anymore.
yeah.
Yeah. It's even
And
like Doxa do that kind of stuff, and all these brands that are playing on that old history that really just an IP that was purchased by somebody.
yeah, even
Yep.
Blancpain, right? Yeah,
Yep.
even Blancpain. Like, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Jean-Claude Biver is really. I know he's really respected, but he did Blancpain, which he resurrected a dead brand. And you know what? He's a genius for what he did. But he resurrected a dead brand, and he did Hublot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I guess he's well respected, but why?
Yeah.
Maybe for the business, his provenance business wise, but he's considered a really, he is very charming though.
Oh
I've
yeah,
heard many
he's wonderful.
interviews about him, but very charming guy. I really like him, but Blancpain and Hublot, like, oh, anyway. um so yeah, moving.
The longer video, it was
Yeah,
really, I had to actually watch the first few minutes over again because the movement he was showing macros of was just so, I couldn't pay attention to a word he said. I was just kind of looking at that like I was mesmerized.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I totally understand. I think I watched those videos 4 times. I are just so beautiful.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Um, but yeah, if you guys haven't checked out those In Focus Alangenzone videos, do check them out. Um, and please don't forget to subscribe to their channel. Their future is at risk if they don't. If you don't,
Percent of their viewers are not subscribers.
Yeah, yeah, and it means a lot to them, guys. Just subscribe and hit the bell icon, please. You will save one child's tear per subscription. um,
For the cost of only 1 cup of coffee a day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I was going for. Thanks.
I figured. We're
Yeah,
a team. We're a team.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Um, so let me. Oh, right, of course. How could I forget? You're terrific.
Yeah.
You're terrific. He bought a watch. All right, moving on. Um, no, it was a Breitling Super Ocean 42, my favorite watch in the blue version, which is the version I really wanted. Um, and yeah, I was super excited to see that he bought this watch. It's not really a review. He already reviewed the Super Ocean Heritage, but I felt like um, you know mentioning it.
I feel like this is everything about You're Terrific that makes him awesome. This video, lots of dry humor,
Yeah,
little sarcasm. I actually prefer the uh, Super Ocean that he doesn't seem to like with all the numerals. That's actually, I think, looks cooler than the. My problem with that watch is the tiny date window in comparison to the numerals. It probably
right.
doesn't look as bad in person. To me, it just a little strange, but I like that. I really dig that dial with the numerals all the way around. I think it
Yeah.
looks good. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but I don't mind it. I
yeah,
think I just prefer the color, the shade of blue in the
yeah.
newer one, and, the fact that it's not as cluttered, not that I probably shouldn't call it clutter, but it's not as busy.
Busy. That's a
Um,
busy dial for
it
sure.
is
I'll give
busy,
you
yeah,
that. Yep.
but, a great watch either way, old one or new one.
Yep.
And I think you can get some screaming deals on the old one. The new one, mm, seems to be getting harder.
Yeah. We'll
But yeah.
see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm
We'll
gonna
see
go
how
and check some out. Saltzmans, who several YouTube personalities work with. They're in Rhode Island, and I've been talking to Richard there. I'm hoping to get down and just connect with him and check out some watches and yeah, maybe buy something.
Yeah, yeah, keep me
So
updated.
yeah, we'll do.
Yeah, dipping in the chat again, good to see you, Jason. How's it going? Um, yeah, let's see if, you guys have any thoughts. Nefarian says, "Is that SMP a new watch? I thought it had been out for a while." It has been out for a while. I think it's because
The movie got delayed.
yeah, because the
Yeah.
movie just came out. Maybe Jenny was able to snag it or borrow it.
She dropped some major spoilers too.
She did, I was gonna
Yeah.
mention that at the end of the video. Oh, man, she just unloaded.
She gave
Have you
fair warning, but yeah,
Yeah,
she
she
did.
did. I was driving and, listening to the review, and I was like, "Oh, no, no, what do I do?" And I just let it go 'cause I'm never gonna watch the movie.
Yeah. I don't think you have anything to worry about with movie spoilers.
Yeah,
You're okay.
yeah. Though,
I
when I hear spoilers, I do panic a little 'cause I just in case, I don't wanna hear spoilers, but
And the Watchfinder guy dropped Marcellus Wallace reference in that video, which is another movie reference.
well,
You
I
should
was
never
wondering.
watch that movie. Don't watch that movie.
Okay. I was wondering who's this guy that with the briefcase, right? Something about a briefcase?
Yeah.
That bugged me for a while. I was like, "There's no context to this." Was there, like, a story behind
I'm
but
not gonna
okay,
spoil. No spoilers.
okay.
Even
So
though
it's a
it's a
movie reference.
almost
That's
a
good to know.
30-year-old movie, but
Yeah. Uh, so let's see. Oh, yeah, the guys were chatting in there saying, that it was released a while ago. Um Paul saw his first Langa close up. Yep. But it was Wolfgang's. Oh, Wolfgang's one with the adventuring dial. So nice.
yeah, very.
Hublot is not that bad. It's not that bad. I don't mind it. Um, but I was thinking in the sense of Hublot is considered bad, while JCB is considered revered.
Yeah,
So there's like that disconnect that I was trying to process. I don't mind Hublot. Um, Oh, there we go. Paul says, Bivera is a savvy marketing guy. He made my career respectable. Oh, he was in Tag too? He was in Tag too?
he's been with everyone.
You know, like another unrevered brand, right? I don't mind tags, but generally speaking, they're not revered. Some days I want to design a strap to wear my Langa backwards. I think that's been
Yes.
done. I think that's been done. Um, all right, let's see. Apparently, sarcastic Sanjay is hilarious. I have been kind of on fire, haven't I? Let's go. Nefarian says that I think your terrific films in an IMAX camera, they look good.
Yeah.
Those videos look good. Um, all right, I'm sorry, I'm gonna skip a bit forward. Quicker than drawing says JCB helped design the Zenith Defy El Primero. He did do that. Okay, so he's been at Zenith too, right? Okay. Um, yeah, lots to think about. Okay, so let's move on to our videos, which we'll start with maybe the controversial one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's get it out of the way. Let's the video that does not exist anymore, which was slightly why we were late coming on.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna talk about it or no? Okay, so we're gonna talk about it. Bruce Williams, he released a video um, today, not too long ago, and he was talking about an experience from a viewer. The viewer wrote to him about something that had not gone too well. So this guy got his doctorate and wanted to celebrate, and he bought this really cool Grand Seiko. It's
Yeah.
so cool. It's called the Lion's Mane Grand Seiko. I think it was released in Basel 2019. Um, fantastic. Oh, I wish I could wear this case. It's the same case as the Grand Seiko Godzilla. So
Big.
yeah, very big. And Wolfgang has that. So yep, there's he went over there to this AD. He's never shopped at an AD before. I'm guessing he's always purchased online or used or whatever. It's been the case. He purchased this. He paid cash, and he handed an envelope with the cash in it, or so the story goes. Fast forward a bit, and he finds out he's paid $2,500 more. And apparently, they said that they counted it, and when they counted it the second time, when after he called them back, they found the extra $2,500. He had to drive back another hour and a half to go pick up the extra money, and they didn't apologize to him, which I think is an oversight at best. I mean, even if you didn't, like, even if it's not your fault, I think the right thing to do as a business would be to say, "Hey, I'm sorry that you lost this much time out of your day, 3
Yeah.
hours," right? Um, not really apologizing for the what they've done, but apologizing about the situation. "Hey, I'm sorry that you have to go through this." But that's a whole aside. Anyway, he gets back home and he's like, um, is this normal? These guys, they've been spelling my name wrong, and they didn't apologize. And I was sitting there eating my food, watching this video, and I was like, okay, something happened with the Grand Seiko AD. Like, I'd like to see what happened. Um, and I was just like, Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
They spelled your name wrong, and and they miscounted your money, and you had to go back and get it. Oh, come on, man. I was thinking, anyway, so that's what happened. Bruce was pretty critical of this AD. He said, they probably don't care too much. Um, it's bad practice. He was saying, I'm paraphrasing, of course, and he called them out, and
Named them.
he named and shamed. So
Yep.
they were shamed, um, which, well, man, kind of reckless. Uh, and yeah, he didn't. It seems he didn't reach out to them first, which was probably the right thing to do, would be to reach out to them. Um, I managed to snag a screenshot of a response. So let me. Okay, new setup here. Let me go. Oh man. Okay.
Please don't cancel yourself out and leave me alone. I'm
Yeah, I won't do that.
swinging in the wind here.
Yeah. So I switched to a MacBook.
Ah.
Um, that's the whole thing that's going on right now. I don't know what I'm doing here. Uh, okay, there we go. Okay. All right. So here's the screenshot. which I can't seem to move. There we go. Okay. Um, so the AD actually responded in the comments, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah.
They were not too happy with Bruce, it seems. They says, as the AD in the spotlight, we're incredibly disappointed that we were not approached prior to being published, because there is always two sides to every story. Like, yeah, I think it's good practice to always withhold judgment until you hear both sides, which is easy for me to say now. I'm just on the outside here, so I totally understand. Some oversights can happen, but anyway, he said they counted the money twice in front of the customer to the exact agreed amount. While receiving his watch and waiting for it to get sized, he told us he must have gotten excited and taken extra money out while reaching for other items. So while he was looking for stuff in his, what they call fanny pack, I don't know if that's the right term. um, but so he was looking for items in his pack, and they took this extra money out, and they're guessing that he took this extra money up and placed it on the stack of money. Um, so when he called us and told us we recounted the money again, confirmed that there was more money, an extra $2,500, and they returned it to him. We're confused as to what we did wrong. All communication with the customer prior, during his 2-hour visit, 2 hours, and after have been positive. So it's very disappointing to hear that he felt this way, and he couldn't let us know directly. So there are two problems here, right? One is that uh, one is that Bruce didn't reach out to the AD. The other is the customer didn't reach out to the AD.
Yeah.
Man, that's a sticky situation. Clayton, thoughts about this?
Many here.
Yeah,
Well, I was watching this before I'd seen any reaction on, online, any dis or anything, and I was like a few minutes into it, I was like, "Am I supposed to feel sorry for this? Like, I don't like this guy." Like it was like, yeah, it was like wrestling. Like they want someone to be the baby face and someone to be the heel, and the person Bruce was trying to get to be the baby face was not someone I wanted to cheer for. That is it's okay. They're spelling his name wrong, and he's mad about that. And like as a business owner, people give me envelopes of cash, and I don't count it right away. And
right.
I certainly will count it. And this is where I think the authorized dealer, if someone overpaid and I discovered it later, I definitely would have, apologized. Maybe I should have counted it promptly. I get it there, but man, and this reminded me of I'm a very small business, just me. Someone has a bad experience with me, and instead of talking to me about it, and maybe we can resolve it, they go on Yelp and give me like a 1-star review. And that what does that do to a small business? That can really be devastating, right? You have one bad experience. Maybe they're having an off day. Let's talk about it. That's what
Mhm.
this was. This was like the watch equivalent of our rating on Yelp. And Bruce, I like Bruce. This was wasn't his best video. I'll say that.
Yeah.
This was kind of irresponsible, and I know it's tough to make content, and I know this on the surface is going to get a lot of views. You're dealing with people's livelihood here in an actual business, and you're putting it out there for thousands and thousands of viewers, and you can get some possibly into some trouble with it. Was maybe he didn't think it through as much as he should have.
Yeah. Yeah, funny thing, my AD, who I know, takes care of me very well, cares about me. Um, they've spelled my name wrong every single time for the past 2.5 years, and I just don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? That's okay. I mean, some people call me Sanjay, some people call me Sanjay, some people call me Sanjay, and you know what? Call me whatever you like.
Oh yeah,
It's
my name's Clayton. I get called everything under the Clyde, Clinton, Clifton. Yeah, I just don't even care about that.
Yeah,
It happened my whole life, so don't really care.
yeah, yeah. Um, so I mean, really, really strange situation. Also, like to your point about not counting the money, if what the AD said was true, they did count the money twice, and then if money after they counted it appeared on top of it, and they just put it all together and put it in the
Yeah.
register, they there's no way they'd find that. So there's that whole dynamic about what just happened as well. And, oh, man, it's it's really it's really
Well,
not a
this will be a learning experience for Bruce, I think. I hope. And always two sides to every story. I think if you're going to name them, you need to get their side. I think that's,
yeah,
you're in effect being a watch journalist, maybe unofficially, but you're blasting it out there for literally hundreds, maybe 100,000, 50,000 viewers, whatever he gets. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah, you need in that situation if you plan on naming them. And his excuse for naming them was that he would be blasted in the comment section if he didn't name them, which I didn't
right.
really buy as a great
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is true. Like, I kinda understand uh, that aspect of it. If you don't name them, there will be people who say, "Hey, why don't you name them?"
Eh,
But, due diligence is
yeah,
important regardless
yeah.
of what would happen. Um, let's see what you guys think. Bruno, Bruno says it's the buyer's fault. He should have counted the money when he was paying. You wouldn't just hand over an envelope with lots of cash in it. What a jerk, he says. Yeah, and presuming what the AD said was true, um, yeah, you don't just stuff money on top of the counted stack. It's not going to get counted again after it got counted twice.
Yeah.
That's even more the buyer's fault. And you know what? 3 hours lost kind of makes sense at that point. Uh, that's a little harsh, but I mean, I still feel bad for the guy that he had to go through that. But love Bruce, but that video was a swing and a miss. Bottom line, he was responsible for being negligent with his money. Yeah, I like Bruce too.
If only
Uh,
he would have used a firm like the rest of us. Just kidding.
Guys, don't use the fur.
Uh,
Uh, Paul says someone had to touch money that came out of a rude person's penny bag. That's the real tragedy. Oh, Paul, that's a good one. Um, Hopefully, he administers the right amount of medication. He clearly can't be trusted with money. uh, all right, let's see. Sanjay's spilling the tea. I'm actually drinking tea right now. That's a coincidence.
I had soup for dinner.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Clayton that I actually downloaded that video because I thought it might get deleted, and that's something the Scottish Watches podcast guys actually taught me. They said if there's ever a controversial video, just download it. um,
I'm
so
sure they'll have fun with this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd have to check in.
Send them the video.
Yeah. um, Wilson says good people make mistakes sometimes. Yeah, totally.
Yep.
Um, Bruce did name the AD. I think it was Schwankies or something.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Gonson.
Dib says my full name is long and hard. I'd be angry all the time if I counted the number of times people made a mistake pronouncing my name. Yeah, I hear you. Same story with me. Jerry saying Bruce was irresponsible. Bad idea to say their name anyway. Yeah, yeah. There was another video sometime back about Omega, and Bruce just randomly said, all Omega Speedmasters are probably going to fail. Uh, I'm really boiling it down there, but he didn't directly say that. But the 3861 has quality control issues. Was the outcome of that video, and I was like, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of evidence behind that punch, uh, force behind that punch.
Oshin he felt one. He was probably a little dramatic. It's not as sharp as he was saying maybe, but yeah, at least he felt one and he came to his own conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And, mine was sharp too. And I
they're
made
sharp.
the joke like I pretended to shave with it. And,
I felt
you
them
know
in person too. They're it's sharp.
yeah, yeah. Not it wasn't, uncomfortable but, some could be sharper than others, but yeah, that's a whole other tangent. So yeah, I think we're ready to move on from this. Let's go ahead and talk about, your pick. Clayton, do you wanna you wanna introduce us to this video?
Yeah, sure. So this is our friend Pete, Not So Obvious Watches, and yeah, could women's watches get larger than men's? You said watch size is purely about the fashion of the day, right? 10, 15 years ago, big watches were in fashion, and now it seems to be skewing a little bit smaller for men's watches. Um, when they start talking women's products are typically larger than men's, right? Fanny packs, purses, uh, wallets, handbags, jewelry. They're all larger than men's. Earrings, women wear large earrings, men tend to wear sort of smaller earrings.
Yeah.
And he wondered if watches maybe go in that direction. The trend for men's watches seems to be skewing a bit smaller, maybe 38 to 40, sort of, and women are tired of maybe being pigeonholed into this femininity that they have to wear smaller diamond encrusted watches. My wife, for instance, one of the reasons this spoke to me is because my wife has a bunch of likes quartz Timex watches and has a few others, but she likes everything of hers is 40 to 42. That's what she prefers. She does not like smaller watches. So I thought of her immediately when I saw this. Kind of resonated because every watch I've gotten her is, and she likes my larger watches. She likes my Weiss. She's worn that once or twice, and
Yeah.
she likes that it has wrist presence. So he wondered if women's watches at some point will eclipse men's watches if the women watches being marketed to women will be bigger and as men will be smaller. And he kind of credited to smartwatches. My stepping stone into watches was, and I know Jay, we were into smartwatches. I was into
Yeah.
Garmin fitness watches. You were into a bunch of different smartwatches, and they really aren't that small. He said the
No.
smallest Apple Watch was 38, and now it's 40. Garmin's are, I think, the smallest might be 40, and he said women are getting used to wearing those, and maybe as they move into regular timepieces, that they're seeking out larger watches, and maybe that's why. Um, and men's watches maybe they're getting smaller like our wallets. We're looking for minimalism when we wallet, right? Just using like a money clip or just something for our cards, and that's it. So he did a funny little editor's insert too, because he said where he was outside in his yard or something, which I thought was kind of funny,
Yeah.
Pete. But and he said also he doesn't think all watches are unisex. He thinks there are feminine and masculine cues in certain watches that towards men, and he wondered what's going to happen with that. So I just thought it was interesting, mainly my wife, who isn't a watch nerd like us, but is into them, and she definitely prefers watch on the larger side. So I just thought it was food for thought and interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was really interesting too. The watch that I wore just prior to, becoming a watch nerd was this watch called the Mission, from Nixon. I think it was 48 millimeters. It was this one. I'm
Cool.
pretty sure. Uh, Ginormous watch. I wish I had a picture. I didn't care about what it looked like on my wrist. It was merely I was looking for the biggest smartwatch you can find so that I had the biggest screen. Um, and that's purely the reason. So if I were to use that logic and if I were to go back and now think about, okay, what smartwatch am I going to buy? I'm always going to buy the biggest one. So if it's the Apple Watch, I'm going
Yep.
to buy the 44. I think that's the biggest one. Um, with the Galaxy Watch, Samsung, I'd buy the biggest one they have, 45 maybe.
Yeah, I
So
have the biggest Garmin. I have the Phoenix 5X Plus, and it's biggest one because there's maps actually on it, so it's huge. I think the lug width is 24, 26.
yeah,
It looks ridiculous on me, but I don't care what it looks like. It's all functionality, and it's very
right.
functional in terms of being able to see everything.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
Yeah, and when I was back then I was a tech head. When I was purchasing a phone, I would purchase the biggest phone available,
Yep.
so the Galaxy Note. And I'd have all the bells and whistles, like the active digitizer with the pen support and all that. And I would use all those features because it was purely functional, like you said. Um, so coming in from that, I was purchasing really big watches for quite some time, and I still, if I really like a watch, I'll still purchase a big watch. But um, the first watch, one of the first watches that I had was a Citizen ProMaster 44 millimeter diver, a huge honking diver, and I enjoyed that one for a while. And yeah, moved on from there. But um, his logic is sound, and usually his logic is sound. So it totally makes sense where he's coming from. I don't think it'll happen.
No.
um, Mainly because even today, I guess there's ways to go, but a lot of people consider 36 to be far too small. Um, there's a lot of people crying out for 36 millimeter watches, and and generally we are getting them now, which is nice because guys with us guys with smaller wrists. I'd say my wrist is smaller than most women's wrists, which is kind of sad, but um, I know my wrist is smaller than my wife's wrist by a couple of millimeters. So I really don't think it'll happen because it'll always be um, once it gets below that 36 millimeter mark. I've seen a lot of resistance. So once you
Yeah.
hit 36, there's a massive amount of resistance. Because when I went to sell my Tudor Black Bay 36, one of my Tudor Black Bay 36s, I took it to a couple of different ADs before the usual AD that I go to, um, and they kept saying, "Oh, it's the ladies' watch," and I was like, "No, no, it's the Black Bay 36." Oh yeah, yeah, the ladies' watch, and I was like, "No,
No.
it's the men's watch." Um, so there's a lot of resistance at that 36 mil mark. I know a friend of mine has mentioned they just couldn't do 36 mil. A guy, he wishes he could have a 36 mil day date, because they're kind of affordable, more affordable, but he'd never do it. And yeah, so I feel like there's enough resistance that it won't happen. Um,
And honestly, lug to lug is the number one measurement. So I mean, gosh, I have, the turtle is what, 45, but there's the lug to lug is like the same, so it wears
yeah.
okay. So I don't mind. And I'm drawn, like I just bought the Citizen EcoZilla because I've always wanted to try one. It's huge, but it actually works because there's really no lug, so it doesn't hang over or anything. It's thick. I mean, gosh. I have banged it off some doors, but it's, I don't know. It
Yeah,
looks ridiculous, but it doesn't at the same time, you know?
it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I like it,
get
but
to. I like it
yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even imagine wearing it, but
it's heavy.
it's cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Oh man, chat jumped and I lost my spot. Oh well. um, Jason's calling me so and Jay. Hey Jason. um, Neff says that his last name is 13 letters. Even I can't spell it correctly. Who cares? Yeah. Um, Joey says, if I'm that customer, A, I'd be insanely embarrassed about this. B, I would be profoundly thankful to the AD for having my money and returning it to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, such a bad situation.
Yeah.
Um, James also saying, who puts a short stack of cash on top of another stack of cash being counted? I could see it happening, but
But you're
only if
so
you're
excited. You can
yeah,
get lost in the moment. It's his first big watch purchase or first AD purchase, so he's excited, and
yeah,
yeah, it could happen. I'm scatterbrained like that. I could see
yeah,
possibly doing something like that.
Yeah, if I'm focused on doing something and then there's like some sort of crisis situation, I
Yeah.
could totally just drop that thing that I'm gonna do and then not have any recollection of it. So,
We would handle the aftermath better, I hope, but I
oh,
could see myself
I hope
doing.
so. Yeah, I think I scrolled back a bit too far there. But Amin, hey, good to see you. He says that his wife finds 36 millimeter too big.
Mm.
Yeah. Um, see, my Garmin, Justin says my Garmin is 47 millimeter
That's what
beast.
mine is too. It's a chunk. That actually got me into G-Shocks because I was
Yeah.
so sick of that. I wore it as a daily watch. I wore it all the time
Hmm.
before the watches. So, but now that I don't wear it as much, I recognize how awesome it is.
Yeah.
Really, it's the Garmin's are amazing.
Yeah, for sure. Undertuned watch collector. It seems more women than men wear Daytonas these days. Daytona is a small watch.
Yeah,
So I can totally get that.
it's smaller
Um,
than you think it's going to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Joe says fashion hot take, the flavor Flav clock will make a comeback. Yeah. That's funny.
With the both fanny pack and a clock.
Yeah. Paul chiming in, that's the world today. Look at Supreme, worst ever. When storytelling goes bad in a society of things, uh, things become decorative. Yep, I just quoted that. Okay. Good one, Paul. Yeah, Torrent saying nothing wrong with a good
Oh
ProMaster
yeah, they're
diver.
they're
Yeah, they're
amazing.
great.
Yep. I think there's another comment saying that they're better than entry-level Seiko divers, and I would agree. I think the only reason they don't get talked about is because they're not automatic, but
Yeah,
they're amazing. They're really well built.
for sure. Corey says his wife loves wearing a 38 millimeter chronograph. That's the same size or bigger than a couple of my own watches. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Forbin Colossus is here. Good to see you. Um, does an aging population lead to larger dials? Oh, that's a good take.
Mm-hmm.
Seinfeld Cars and Coffee Show had him wearing some silly large watches that look like coffee saucers on his wrist.
He's a Breitling guy,
Yeah,
Seinfeld. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yep. If you look back on his old show, you can spot him wearing some Breitlings actually on the sitcom.
Yeah.
Mm.
Huh. Interesting. Hey, Lyndon, good to see you as well. No worries, man. The replay will always be there for you. All right, so let's move on to Jeff McMahon's video.
Oh, this is a lot. We could don't have. Were there any that spoke to you? You want me to go through all of them, or?
Well, how about you mention just like rapid fire the
Okay,
truisms that Jeff
okay.
McMahon goes through?
I'm just reading directly from his description on the video. So 12 random watch truisms. These are not, but they are defensible. His first one is the pleasure island principle. If you look at and think about them too much, you will grow donkey ears. Two, addiction inoculation principle. Basically saying your watch addiction is taking the place of another addiction if you didn't have this. Three, well-educated watch hobbyist fallacy. No matter how educated you get about watches, your watch passion will always be a watch addiction. So yeah, don't hide your addiction behind being pretentious, is what he says here. I don't know about that one. Four, self-control bragging fallacy. Never brag that you freed yourself from your watch addiction. Yeah, that's right. We have the grail that's going to cure us. That's everyone's laughing at you when you say that. So
Exit
don't say that.
watch.
Yeah, exit watch. Yeah. Five, fresh wound principle. When you get snake bit from your favorite watch brand and you feel tempted to bash it, he's had some service issues with Seiko, so that's his fresh wound, and he loves Seiko, as we know.
Yeah.
Six, pay the piper. If you prefer mechanical movements over quartz, you're eventually going to have to pay the piper service costs. Seven, Trying to like it fallacy. Trying to bond really like it. He went through that with the tutor, I think. The watch box queen effect. There can be a disconnect between your love and admiration for a watch that you behold with splendor in your watch box, and then when you wear it, you feel nothing. 9, the perfection fallacy. There is a watch because if there were, we'd all buy it and close our YouTube channels. 10, discontent principle. It's the fuel of our hobby, right? We're never content with what we have.
Yep.
11, the Sisyphus principle. Sorry if I butchered that. For every step you take up the mountain of your watch journey, you take 3 steps backwards. Yeah. And 12, inevitable regret syndrome. Whenever you make a strong watch move to shake up your collection, you will experience regret.
Yeah.
Were there any that spoke to you?
Well, first, I'd like to mention that he called them lecture notes.
Yeah, he's such a professor.
Yeah.
I thought that was really
That
funny.
was I spit out my coffee when
Yeah, I laughed too. Like,
I was, "Oh, man, I'm back in
such an
school."
instructor. Yep,
Yeah.
so
Um,
funny.
yeah, there was, the Pleasure Island, I think, is a really good one,
Yep.
um, because, like, I did this in my Grand Seiko reaction video, like, when Nico, called Grand Seiko garbage, I
Yeah.
did this funny video, right? Just, for the giggles, and I I was just kinda off the cuffing it, and I held up my white birch, and I said, "This is only $9,000." And then I heard myself. I was
Yeah.
like, "Serious? Did I just say that?"
We're
Oh,
so. I was. Um. So this guy, they're in their late 50s. They were our old neighbors, so we're still very friendly with them. And he wants to buy. He's really attracted to Weiss. He wants to buy one nice watch. He's very practical. He and his wife both. And we were talking, and I was telling them just about watch prices, and I was thinking to myself after, boy, I must have sounded like a real dude. Because like I'm so desensitized to it now, but to regular
yeah.
people, it sounds insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, especially, I finally came down to that lower levels of, $5,000, Grand Seikos, but even that's expensive
Oh
for
yeah.
watch, and we've grown these donkey ears, even my wife has grown donkey ears in a sense, 'cause, I'll mention a watch to her, and before I used to say, "Hey, look at this Seiko, it's $1,000," and she'd go, "What?" Um, and, now I say, "Hey, look at this, this Moser, it's $20,000." And it's like, "Oh, okay." And doesn't even bat an eye.
Yeah.
When I mentioned, Wolfgang's watch when we met up, Wolfgang was wearing a really impressive watch, and, that was the one that got her jaw to drop. Um, but it got, before, anything over, say, $300
Oh
was
yeah.
mind blowing, but now, yeah. So
It
yeah,
just
we
felt so refreshing to be with my buddy John because the Weiss is what 1,300, and he's been agonizing for it, and he just can't bring himself to spend that much on a watch,
right.
or his wife fighting him on it. I think he would probably do it with her blessing, but she's not ready to give it. It just seems so exorbitant to them.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually refreshing to talk to feels that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. My good buddy Chris, I had him on the live stream once. It was so refreshing to talk to him too. So I totally get what you mean. Just to spend some time with a non-watch guy and
Yeah.
just to see the craziness of our hobby. It's a good reset, recalibration. um, but yeah, so I like that one. Um, addiction inoculation principle. I like that one too.
You
Um,
think your watch addiction is taking the place of another watches?
See, I I don't like calling mine a watch addiction, and maybe it's because maybe it's because I'm in denial. But, let's
I call it. I
oh,
admit it. I'm addicted.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say I'm addicted for argument's sake. Um, it is occupying the place of some other thing. Like, I used to be like I mentioned, I used to be into tech, so I'd be on the cutting edge of phones, um, PCs, laptops, and stuff like that. I'd know everything about it. That moved on, and I became into, Leathermans and multi-tools and stuff like that. And now, there's watches, and before that, there was movies and DVD movies, huh? That's funny.
Yeah.
Uh, but,
Good one.
yeah. So, I was always a collector, I guess. Um, and I had collections. So I feel like if this thing's a good one because instead of addiction inoculation, I'd say maybe collector inoculation. Because I feel like if I just stopped with watches, I feel I could. I feel I could just stop. The only thing that's kept me in for this long, I think, is just spending time with you guys, and YouTube and stuff like that. Spending time with you guys in the chat. Man, I it's so much fun. So yeah, so I just say I'm a collector, and I would start collecting something else. There'd be like a stop for maybe a year, and I'm sure I'd pick something else up. How about you though?
This hobby came out of left field because I'm not a collector at all. Never was of really anything. Maybe like baseball cards and stuff when I was a kid, but
Yeah,
nothing. So I don't know where it came
yeah,
from.
wow. Yeah, I collected Pokemon cards. I collected DVDs. I collected Leathermans. I collected cell phones. So yeah,
Huh.
it's
I think running was an addiction when I was marathon and training and running. I think this has sort of replaced that. I don't do that as extremist. I do it for a living, running, but not like I did with the amount of training. And I would say, I don't know, for lack, it was pretty intense. I don't do that anymore.
yeah. Huh. Anything that you liked about this list of truisms that you want to touch on?
Um, yeah, the watch box thing definitely have kept a. I definitely admire the watch box and then not wear half of them. I've done that
Right.
before for sure. Yep. I
Yeah.
keep them because they look good or because they fit like a dial color requirement or
Yeah.
something. Like I need a white dial in my collection. I need a burgundy dial. I need a green dial. I don't wear them, but I need this for the pictures I take or whatever.
Right.
Definitely have felt that before. Yeah, the one what was it number 3 about the bragging or whatever. I didn't really with that one. But the service cost thing is something I don't find myself really taking into consideration at all. And
Right.
we all amass some pretty serious mechanical watches with times maybe 4-figure service costs,
Yeah.
and we don't think about that, right? Maybe it's because we buy and sell that we don't own them long enough for them to break, but
Right.
um, that's a serious consideration. Um, it's interesting to see where he goes with Seiko because he's had trouble with different ones now. Um, I don't think he'll ever abandon Seiko, but it looks like he may be a little, irritated at the fact that he's having this issue now.
Hmm.
So
Um, yeah. There was I think the bragging thing that you touched on was interesting. He mentioned was it the self-control bragging fallacy, right?
self-control. Yeah, I can read what he says here.
Yeah.
Never brag that you've freed yourself. Oh, was it? No, it was the well-educated was the one I was thinking of.
Oh,
The
I see.
No matter how educated you get about watches, your watch passion will always be a watch addiction. Don't elevate your addiction with pretentious language or boasting about how well educated you are about watches. You're still an addict.
Right.
I
uh
don't know. I think it comes from, well, I'm sure there are some people that do that, but I don't know. Most people I know who know a lot are just passionate about watches, and I don't know, they're not saying it to like impress you. They're saying it because they're enthusiastic.
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm really drawn to. So,
Yeah. I don't think I've met anyone who's been really pompous
yeah.
about watches, about how much they know about watches.
We're
I'm sure
passionate,
I'm
and
sure they're out there though.
everyone's passionate and has strong opinions, but I think that
Yeah.
comes from a place of caring.
Yeah, yeah. But talking about the self-control, bragging fallacy, I wrote down real quick, if you boast about how you've overcome the addiction, you have not. Is that kind of accurate to
Yeah,
what you're saying?
never brag that you've freed yourself from your watch addiction. The first rule in being cured of watch addiction is to not talk about it. If you're
Right,
talking about it, then you're still addicted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty
I
much.
thought that was really interesting, that he brought that up, and it's kind of like the humility thing, right? It's like that. I don't know what was that, the catch-22. Like
Yep,
if you say that you're humble, you're no longer humble, right? Oh
exactly.
yeah, I'm so
Yep,
humble. All right,
yeah.
give myself a
Yep.
pat. But yeah, so that I thought that was really interesting. I'm not sure if I agree yet. I don't disagree. I kind of have to chew on that a little bit, but I thought it was super interesting when
Does not
when you
agreeing with
mentioned
that make you an addict?
that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think I don't know. Maybe I used to say like I can quit at any time. I don't know. I don't know what the end game is
Yeah,
to get out of it. And I don't know that yeah, that goes back to his thing about would you take the pill if you could.
right. See,
Um,
that's the thing. Like, I don't think I'm addicted because I'm here, willingly. I guess you could be addicted and be here willingly, right? I wouldn't take the exit pill. Um,
so can we go back to the inoculation thing? I
yeah,
think the hobby doesn't take place from other addictions, but it does get in the way of real life stuff that I should probably do, I think.
oh
I
yeah,
think I spend too much time on watches and not enough time on the things I need to do in life. And
yeah,
I think that's where it gets a little dangerous. It just ends up just getting you in trouble with yourself, time management, I'm a procrastinator as it is. I don't need any more help. And
yeah,
watches are just another thing to keep me from doing the stuff I need to do.
yeah.
So
No,
that's where I could see that.
yeah, I totally agree. That it does take up time.
Yep.
Um, yeah.
Any
Inevitable regret, I think, was a good one too.
Yeah, yep.
Um,
I can read that here if you want.
yeah,
Whenever you make a strong watch move to shake up your collection, you will experience regret. In fact, all of your watch hobby behavior will be a world of regret and self-flagellation. Why? Because we are hardwired to experience regret.
yeah, that's a good one because
Yeah.
I think I can relate to that one really well. Because yeah, there's
You make a
always
lot of strong moves. You make a lot of strong moves.
yeah. I do something to like complete a collection or achieve some kind of goal in the collection, which is a really modest, like a little collection, and then I just blow it up because I'm not satisfied. I regret what I've done to get there, and rebuy with the Tudor Black Bay 58 as prime example.
Which can go to his contentment principle here, which was
Discontent.
discontent principle. You're not really searching for the ultimate watch, rather you're searching for light in the platonic cave of darkness and shadows. Jeff, this is why most watch obsessives have an insatiable hunger for strong loom.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but yeah,
Oh God. All right.
let's see what the guys in the chat are saying. Forbin Colossus says,
Have
"Sorry,
they all
never."
left?
Yeah, they're still here. He says, "Sorry, I've never heard the expression 'going donkey ears.' Thank you, Sanjay, for sending me to Google. I've been missing out. I actually hadn't heard that one before either until he mentioned Pinocchio, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I get it. Um, that was a strange one. Um, Wolfgang says non-watch people are very strange. I don't know. I
They have
think
this thing called money. It's really weird.
yeah. There's that saying, if everyone else seems insane to you, you're probably the insane one. uh, I only talk about watches with you people. We are insane. Says Paul. Yeah. Um, or you guys get to take these crinkled up $20. Oh, that's a good one, Justin. Man. Okay. Chaz talking about how I'm collecting spring bars now. Yeah, you'd be surprised. And straps too. Uh, Cowboy YQG says my bank account told me I'm stopping for now. Yeah, that's true.
We
That's a good
still
one.
find a workaround though, right? We still find ways to buy them, whether it's many times that's why we probably blow up our collections because that's the only
Yeah,
way we can get new stuff in.
yeah. I think you're right. Yeah. Huh. Paul says it's a pursuit of knowledge. Was well if you wanted it to be. Just get into that, and that's that. Rabbit hole is a point of no return. Still avoiding all audio. Whoops. Equipment, everything. I'm not sure what you're saying there, Paul. Sorry. Wolfgang says, said to a host at a restaurant today, is that a Zin? He freaked out that I recognized it. But who wouldn't? Oh man, that's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow, that would make my day if someone recognized, the exact watch, especially if it was an obscure brand like Zin.
Yeah, Zin.
Yeah. They say admitting you have a problem is the first step in recovery. The problem is most watch collectors don't want to recover. It's too much fun. Yeah.
Yep.
I guess alcoholics and other addicted people, there's a lot of them who don't want to get better. Right? So maybe we are all stuck here.
Well, it's easier to stay where you are sometimes than
Yeah.
get out. It's like hating your job, but you have one. So, like applying for jobs is work
Yeah.
when you already have one.
Yeah, and
So,
it's
yeah,
work on top of work.
yeah.
Um, that's a good point. Yeah. James Duffy says I seem to be collecting watch boxes. Ooh, that's interesting.
Mm,
Nefarian says I get the pompous people all day long on YouTube comments. These people know everything apparently.
yeah, that can be a cesspool.
Yeah. Chew like Chuda, says Wilson. I think it's out of context, but I thought it was funny. uh Wilson says that's called Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, guys, couple more comments. Usually an addiction is a bad thing. Collecting watches is not a bad thing. Therefore, it's not an addiction.
We can keep
That's
telling
like
ourselves that.
yeah, that's like saying, my dog has a tail and my cat has a tail, so my cat is a dog. No, I get what you're saying, Bruno. Um, I mean, I would not want to spend a single minute inside the
Oh,
head of Jeff McMahon. Yeah, sounds like a dark place. Yeah, he's
he just did an admirable thing going up to spend time with his brother who has cancer, though. So that was
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah. His brother's doing well, I hear,
Yeah.
so that's
Yep.
really good. Um, Jeff McMahon is exactly the same in
Yeah,
person.
they met him at the meetup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. All right, guys. Justin, sector team assemble. That's good. It's in response to Wolfgang. I feel a lot better now with the new Longines.
Oh, I've been looking at Longines. Gosh,
Yeah.
I may
What
need
what
to
it-
add one.
what have you been looking at?
The one you like there,
Silver
the
Arrow?
five, yeah, this
Oh,
well, no, the black dial titanium
oh,
chronometer. Yeah,
Spirit.
oh man, yeah,
Yeah,
Spirit. Yeah,
it's a
it's
good one.
really nice.
Titanium one, right?
Yeah, yep.
Oh, it's good.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Well, guys, it's been great chatting with you all in the chat. Thanks so much for joining us and spending all this time with us. We really appreciate it. It's such an
Yep.
honor to see you all. Hey, guys, remember if you want to join, just let me know. I know someone asked me yesterday, so we're probably gonna have Karan soon from About Time, the About Time YouTube channel. So
Awesome.
it'll be good to chat with him. I still have to message him. I keep forgetting. But yeah, Clayton, do you have anything coming out soon? I know you do.
Yeah, so whenever I get to editing it, probably not going to happen tonight, but yes, I just Random Rob and I just recorded a great episode bashing Grand Seiko, his response to Sanjay's
Oh
video.
no.
No, I'm just kidding. No, we didn't mention it at all. All about flipping watches, the art of flipping.
Okay.
So just kind of strategies and very it's all over the place because we're just chatting for an hour and a half. But there's good tidbits in there for sure. Awesome conversation. He's really fun to talk to, like in that setting. So it should be good. Yep.
Yeah, sounds good. Looking forward to that. I have
How
nothing
about
really
you?
coming up. Nothing. maybe a review if I can get around to it. I still have to review the Planet Ocean. I still have to review the Alpinist, couple that I need to do. So yeah, I'll get around to it. But yeah, guys,
Pete's
that's it.
in. Hey, Pete. Yep,
Oh, Pete's here.
we talked about your vid.
Yeah, not too far back, like maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes ago, if you want to check it out real quick. Yeah, great video, by the way.
Yep.
Interesting topic. Yeah, so guys, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time. Remember, guys, time is running out. You guys are infinitely valuable.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me, Sanjay.
No, thanks for coming, man. I'll take care. See you guys next week.